Joining us now, Federal Information Minister, Mr. Atta Tarar. Tarar Saab, thank you so much for joining us. Tarar Saab, could you tell us what's the latest on the Pakistan-India tensions front and the military clash apprehensions? Is the fear of a clash still as imminent after the time frame given by you has lapsed?
First of all, we had very confirmed intelligence reports. India always uses such opportunities to do a misadventure against Pakistan like they did after the Pulwama incident in 2019. So we're always very well prepared to defend our motherland, and our armed forces are on high alert. We never strike first. They are the aggressors, they are the provocators, and we always defend ourselves. So situation keeps fluctuating when there's an escalation. Diplomatic engagements take place and situation keeps fluctuating. But having said that, we can expect anything from India. They are ill-intentioned people, and there's always a possibility. Hence, our armed forces are on high alert and they are ready to deal with any eventuality. And they've always, in the past, given a befitting response to Indian aggression. So India wouldn't dare and shouldn't dare. We are ready, and don't test us, because in the past, we've passed with flying colors and we've given you a decisive and befitting response.
Minister Saab, the question on everyone's mind as of now is what could the other side do? And in case if it opts for any misadventure, what options do we have?
I think Pakistan has dominated the narrative domain, the diplomatic domain, and India was trying to prepare ground to do some aggression against Pakistan. So they failed miserably on the narrative account and on the diplomatic front. So I think Pakistan, by saying that we want an investigation into the matter, Pakistan has proven that we have clean hands, we have nothing to do with this incident. We're the frontline state against terrorists, against terrorism. And India has always been the aggressor. India sponsors transnational aggression in US, in Canada, in Pakistan. And India has persecuted minorities, the Sikhs, the Muslims, the Muslims of illegally occupied Kashmir. So I think Pakistan has always been a very responsible nation, and Pakistan has many options available to it, but we always act in self-defense, and we have led the diplomatic front and the narrative front, and India has failed miserably on both accounts.
Now, the timing of your message from the other night, it is also being discussed in India and being interpreted as Pakistan being in a state of panic. Obviously, without discussing any sensitive information, was this a tactical move on our part based on the intel we have? And has that kind of worked?
I think that's a very important question. You see, we had operational, actionable intelligence, we had confirmed reports, and timely communication of that information to the international community, to our people at home. I think that could have averted a crisis. Otherwise, the situation could have gone in any direction. So I think that's also one part of it, that where we preempted what they were going to do. And we obviously, since we had confirmed reports, so I think that has gone in our advantage.
So that has played a major role in averting a crisis, and you will certainly be you will be aligned with the Prime Minister's advisor, Mr. Rana Sanaullah Saab, stating that the chances of a war are zero.
I think in the past, India has involved itself in misadventurism. You see, when we shot down 2 of their planes and sent their pilot back with a fantastic cup of tea, India was the aggressor. So you can expect anything from them. They've done it in the recent past, and they can do it again. So we need to be prepared, we need to be ready, and we need to be defending our nation like never before.
And we have all the evidences with us of Indian atrocities and how they're backing and funding and supporting and financing terrorists in Pakistan. Mr. Tarar, the latest contact between Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and the US Secretary of State Marco Rubio, with the United States now asking us to cooperate with India in investigating the pahalgam attack, while we're also demanding an impartial inquiry. How are we going to proceed now following the US demand?
I think we had a very good discussion, and Pakistan's role as a frontline state in the war against terrorism, everyone understands that. Everyone understands Pakistan's perspective. And obviously, our friendly nations, the countries with which we have good relations, They are concerned over the escalation. They want a de-escalation for world peace, for stability in the region, and they often express their concern. So I think they've spoken to both countries and they have good relations with both countries, and Pakistan's perspective is well understood. So let's see how the situation works out in the future.
So, Tarar Sahab, I would also want you to respond to this. In order to, because there have been criticism here in Pakistan on what we're exactly doing on the diplomatic front, in order to rally support from global players, what exactly are we doing about it? And in order to hold India accountable for its actions?
I think we're sending dossiers to the capitals of the world. We're sending delegations there. They will speak to those who matter in these capitals, in these international fora. And whatever communication we've had with our friendly countries, with the leaders from other nations, we've told them the entire perspective. And India has failed miserably to prove its case by leveling allegations against Pakistan without any evidence. I can quote the Economist, which says that India leveled allegation without evidence. I can quote the Diplomat. I can quote New York Times. I can quote Al Jazeera. Everyone is saying that India was quick to level allegations and they had absolutely no evidence against Pakistan of any involvement in the pahalgam attacks.
Always, always. I mean, they always lose their case and they make it so obvious they're left exposed. Tarar Sahab, thank you so much for your time. Federal Minister for Information, Mr. AttaUllah Tarar Sahab, was on the show with us. And with this, we'll go for a break.